What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I am the Novice Racer, and you know me as an iRacing legend, as a sim racer that knows no fear, no bounds, and no crashes. Well, today we're going to put that sim racing knowledge to the test in real life, because I am going go-karting with my mate James. We're going to take all the stuff we've learned in iRacing and put it to the test. We're going to Fastlane Karting Sydney. Just about to head off now. We're going to meet James there, and then we're going to get straight into 3 10-minute races. Okay, so this is when we got to Fastlane Karting in Minto in Sydney. So obviously they're just rental karts, but we definitely had a lot of fun. So this is us getting into the karts. James is in front in kart number 3, and I'm behind. I have been to this track before, but just not for many years, since I was about 11 or 12. So it's not like I knew the track or anything. Just had to get out, learn it, and see how fast we could go. Obviously I started off very slowly, just getting out there and learning the lines, learning sort of the limits of grip of the kart and things like that. Hit the wall there a bit on the left. It's a 570 meter track, which is not the biggest, but it's quite twisty. Some of the turns are really fun. It's a great track. It's not the biggest, but we still had a lot of learning to do in the karts. Now this is coming around the left-hander final corner onto the only real long straight of the track. James had his first spin out of the day here, so I obviously had a little bit of a laugh coming past, and then my helmet wasn't on properly. I could feel it sliding all over my head during the race, so I came into pit and adjust that. But I got straight back out. James is behind me at this point. I've definitely got a lot faster. You can hear the tire squeals.
There we go.
Complimenting myself there in the onboard footage. And James just overtaking me on the outside. I had to let him go or I'd hit that tire barrier, but nicely defended by him after the overtake. And this is when I really sped up. Doing a bit of a slide there, he is in front. He's obviously pushing a bit harder than me from the start. I ended up getting back and just exclaiming that how fast James was on the straight. Actually, he got a lot better grip on the straight coming away from that last corner, but I did end up getting much faster. But he obviously had maybe more confidence to go harder from the start, whereas it took me a lot longer, I think, to get into the groove of things. James, first in the first session, how do you feel?
I'm the GOAT.
So coming out for the second session, it's still dry at this point, but looking very overcast. Now, having James in front of me the last session made me a lot more confident, and I could learn a little bit from him, see where he was lifting off and things like that, where I could improve to better his times. And that really, I was determined to get back past him in that first session, so it made me get a lot faster, a lot quicker. Now at this point, I'm definitely more confident behind the wheel, and I was able to keep up much better. And at some point, I'll look to pass him as well. He's got a little bit of a drift on there. I'm more controlled, but here we are into turn 11, and again a little bit of a drift from James, so he's maybe just pushing the limits of the kart a bit. And now you can see the first couple of raindrops sprinkling down on us. Now I get a good run in on James. I'm brave going up the inside. Nearly got cut off, but no, it's nicely done. It's a good overtake, and hard into the first turn, I've made it stick. Scanning all the time just to make sure he's not there going for an overtake, but now I've really cranked up the speed. Track's starting to get a little bit greasy and oily, but it's not fully raining just yet. As you can see, went really deep into that one, but still managed to keep James behind me. Sliding all over the place. Commenting there on how slippery it's getting out there. You can see the raindrops on the camera. Had to slow right down on that final corner. You can see James on the left there, slowing right down behind me. So we're having a much better session this time. Oh, except for the spin there. James having a good time with that one. So now that, because of my spin, we're now further apart, so it's more just about getting some nice lap times in. Controlling the car in the greasy track and the damp weather. The times in the first session, James was about 3/10 quicker than me. I believe he was a 48.9 and I was a 49.2, 0.3 maybe. So he was 3 or 4 tenths up overall on the quickest laps we had.
Ready?
And now we're getting back into the karts for our final session. And now, as you can see, the track is properly soaking.
Oh my god, I'm getting pitched on!
I beat James by 1.5 seconds in the last session. You can see the tires flicking water up all over the place. The droplets are on me, on the camera. We're getting covered in dirt from the track. And as well, none of the karts have wet tires. So we're drifting all over the place on slicks, completely waterlogged track. It was a lot of fun, and James having a nice spin out there. Getting a bit squirrely. Now, I come into the pits here because if you saw on the right-hand side, the red light was on. But turns out that was just a mistake from the staff, and we got straight back out. I had another spin, James waving me goodbye. Tokyo levels of drift. James having a spin, I celebrate, and then follow soon after. As you can hear from my voice, it's a lot of fun. Even on this straight, you were kind of heading a bit sideways. It was insanely fun. But this session is really where I came into my own.
Right, let's get a good lap time in because he's not here.
Now, I'm not sure if it was just that I got a grip of the kart and I was always going to be quicker, or if it was just that I was more comfortable driving in the rain than James was, but I managed to get this session a lot better. I think I beat him by about 4 seconds. I was just under a minute. He was at 1 minute and 3 seconds. So, I definitely grew into the sessions. And by the time we came away, the wet sessions, I was doing a lot better. Regardless, though, we both had a lot of fun doing this, drifting around every corner in the wet. Oh, and skidding off nearly into the barriers there. this turn up here, when you hit the brakes, that happens. Is the rear would lock up and you just spin straight out. It was a very scary corner in the wet. By the end of the session, I'd also mastered getting a different racing line. It was a lot different, obviously, in the wet to the dry. This part, in the dry, you could go around flat out. But in the wet, I found slowing down much before the corner and then turning in made it a lot quicker. And you could stick to the traditional racing line, I suppose. Obviously, there's still a lot of areas we can improve. I believe we were 6 or 7 seconds down on the lap record, so over a, it's only our first time, but over a 570 meter track, that is quite a gap.
Bit dirty, but you are the slowest driver of the day. Well done.
Oh yeah, no.
First place to me in 2 sessions. A dry session for you, 2 wet sessions for me. We all know I love a good wet session.
Beep, beep, beep. The biggest bender award.
Alright, we're back in the car. There's James there. I'm absolutely covered in shit. The last 2 sessions that we had were wet sessions. So the first one was dry. James was fastest. The next 2, it was me. But we're going to head off to AMX, which is a helmet shop, because I want to see if I can purchase one for next time. Alright, I'm back home now, and I'm just about to go and have a shower because I'm still covered in dirt from the track. But I did manage to pick up a helmet, and here it is. So I'm planning on doing a couple of track days soon, and if I ever need a motorbike helmet, this is also legal for that. It's a HJC C10, I suppose. It's not that expensive, $250, really good, all that I need for going out and doing some track days, which is going to be fun. The day overall pretty much turned out as expected. It was very, very different, go-karting in real life compared to the sim racing on the track. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below anything I should do next, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, we rock the party non-stop like this.